And look, the right eye. Saunders is going to Canelo.
Yo, 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 yo. You know what this is, man. It's your favorite channel, man. This is CTB. This is Chin Talk Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Say what up to him, man.
What's up, everybody? Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, comment. Let's keep this channel growing. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing.
That's a fact, most definitely. This is the place where the fight fans come to get the delicious entrees of boxing knowledge. What's on the menu for them today, bro?
Let's talk about Shakur Stevenson fight tomorrow night, and let's talk a little bit about him.
All right, let's do it, man. It's prediction time. It's fight weekend time on ESPN Plus. Shakur Stevenson versus Jeremiah. I cannot pronounce his last name. We've been talking about this the last 5 minutes trying to pronounce it. We can't do it. We're not gonna butcher the brother's name. So, but I did a little bit of research on him. This is my first time watching him fight live. I did a little bit of research. You said you did also, so you know how we do it, man. Give me your strengths and your weaknesses of each. What strengths? We'll start with the strengths first. What strengths do you see Jeremiah having that he can use against Shakur?
From what I've seen, a little bit of video I found of him, I would say his power. He seems to have that kind of power that if he catch you one time clean, it can change the whole fight. Honestly, I think with this fight, that's pretty much his only chance to beat Stevenson. He's going to have to be aggressive. He's going to have to exchange with Stevenson. And there's a good chance of him doing that. It's not going to end well, but that's the only chance he has of winning this fight. And he also has long reach, and he's a taller fighter, so he want to keep the distance. But also, he's going to have to set up that big shot because he's going to have to catch Stevenson and pretty much get him in trouble in order to win this fight. For Stevenson, I would say his strength is just being what he normally is. He's a excellent counterpuncher. He's great on his feet. Stevenson also has really good defense, and lately he's starting to show some power. So for me, I think Stevenson just needs to be who he is. I can tell you I am intrigued though to find out is his power really starting to get where I think it is, because if he gets any power, that was his only weakness in the early part of his career that people was questioning, was he going to have any kind of power punch. But if he does, then I think the ceiling is for Stevenson.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think Jeremiah, he does have a couple of strengths that could give Stevenson some issues. He does fight tall. He does have a long reach. And like you said, he does have a strong right hand. But that's all I really seen of him. So all I really seen was a right hand. Every time he got somebody hurt, it was usually with the right hand. I haven't seen him hurt anyone with a hook or anything else other than that. So he seemed pretty one-dimensional, man. Like Floyd Mayweather would say back in the day, you know, straight up and down, no special effects, pretty much is what I seen. But yeah, if I'm him, I think I would use my strengths, which would be my height, my reach, and of course try to land that big shot like you said. And like you said about Shakur, he just had to be defensively responsible. He just had to keep on his toes. Don't feed into the gun battle, man. We seen recently Devin Haney fed into the crowd and fed into the gun battle and was beating the man easy and decided to make it a little rougher and you wound up getting caught. Now it seems like that's everybody only want to talk about that. They ain't talking about the 10 rounds of excellence that he did. They only talk about the 2 rounds that he was trying to survive, which is sad, man. And I don't want to see Shakur fall into that trap. Shakur has a lot of dog in him too, so of course being in Bud camp, being in training camp with Terrence Crawford, you know he had to bite down in there a couple times, and it's pretty much the best sparring you ever gonna get To be honest, you find somebody considered pound for pound number one or number two. You can't get no better sparring than that. So if you've been sparring with Terrence, he's ready for this fight. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna take that knowledge to the ring. That's my strengths of each. What's the weaknesses you have of each, and what you think? What's your prediction after that? What will be your prediction?
As far as the weaknesses, you pretty much covered it with Jeremiah. Pretty much like you said, he's straight up and down. He don't have any kind of wrinkles to him. He's pretty much going to try to, like you said, set up that right hand for that big shot. So to me, he's kind of predictable. And for a guy like Stevenson, that can be a lot of trouble. Could get him in a lot of trouble because you can't be predictable with a guy like Stevenson because his IQ and his boxing skills is up there with the top. As far as Stevenson, as far as his weakness, like I said, I still have a little question about his power slightly. But the last couple of fights, it seems like he's got more crack to his pops. But I want to see this fight. Can he put this guy down and stop him? And because the guy is kind of big for the weight class. And I also, I would have to say, like you said, you made a good point. If he had to have a weakness, it would have to be that, some of that dog in him. And he might want to get in exchange because even looking at the when they was talking in the fight, I think he think that he's stronger than this guy and that he can stop him. So he may, put himself out there a little too much and maybe get himself in trouble like Haney. So if it would be his weakness, I would say it's also his strength too, but maybe his mentality as far as trying to go in the fight, trying to prove something. Because the guy want to stand in front of him, and it seems to be a little bit of beef between them two. So sometimes when you got a beef with a fighter, it can lead you and get you in trouble. So that would be the weaknesses for both. As far as the prediction, I think that this guy's tailor-made for Stevenson. I think that this guy's going to walk into some shots. Stevenson's going to look awesome in this fight. I think this is a good fight to showcase his skills. I think he stops him in the 5th round.
Yeah, my prediction is kind of similar. I do see an early stoppage. I mean, I see a little earlier than that, possibly only because the guy fights tall. He fights straight up, and he's a little slow compared to Stevenson from the eye test anyway, from what I've seen on film. So I'm guessing around 3, maybe 4. Stevenson might end it if he wanted to. If his power is, like you said earlier, if his power is coming up to form, then yeah, I see an earlier stoppage. But I never seen the guy take a punch really, so I don't know how his chin is. So I'm gonna be a little lenient. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a wide gap. I'm gonna say it's gonna be as early as 4, but as late as maybe 8. I don't see it going the distance though. It's not really a narrowing. I'm not narrowing the prediction by no means because I never really seen the guy fight. It's my first time watching him, so it's kind of a broad prediction, but I only see it going one way either way. So great fight tomorrow night on ESPN Plus. I think it's on regular ESPN. It's on regular ESPN or ESPN Plus. I can't remember. It's on.
I don't know. I think it's ESPN, but Bob got a habit of putting primetime fighters on ESPN Plus app, and I hate that.
Yeah, I hate it too. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a new day and age of boxing, man. That's all we got for this topic, man. You got anything else you want to add to this topic, man? Before we get out?
I got one more question. As far as Stevenson, we pretty much both think he's gonna take care of this guy pretty easily. Who do you see him fighting next, and what is the future for him? What do you see him going after this fight?
I wouldn't put him in with the killers quite yet. In my opinion, I'll put him in with maybe a step up. I'll put him in with somebody with more experience, maybe like a Gamboa, somewhere around that level of expertise. But as far as going for a belt, I don't think this is a good fight to gauge if he's championship ready or not. Yeah, I know this fight is for the interim title, but I don't know if I would step directly up for that title.
Because right now, Bob on his last interview is pretty much saying that if he wins this fight, that he should be fighting Jamel Herring next. And he just came off a win with Carl Frampton. So, you think he's not quite ready for Herring yet?
I think Herring's a little too experienced, but again, we'll see what we see. I mean, I see what I see tomorrow, and I'll try to gauge it, and then I do my little film breakdown. I'll watch Herring and Carl Frampton again because it's been a while since I watched it now, and I'll watch Shakur and see some strengths and some weaknesses and see if he's ready for that step up. But I mean, most of these youngest fighters now, they don't try to wait that long anymore. They're pretty much ready. I mean, they don't. Back when we was growing up, a lot of fighters took their time before they got a championship, but they had to get like 15, 20 fights in before they got their first title shot. Now fighters get in as early as 10 fights before that title shot. So if his handler said he ready, man, he ready. Okay, I ain't gonna dispute it, man. I want to see it either way. But yeah, man. With that being said, it's CTB. This is Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm your boy Jay Slay. Cut him out of here, man.
All right, everybody, remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, comment. Let's keep this channel growing. You know why? Because we love boxing, and you love boxing. Logo at the bottom of the screen, click on it, and subscribe to the channel if you love boxing like you say you do. But most of all, God, peace, and love, and we out of here.